In 1942, a 25-year-old Ukrainian history student stood before thousands in Chicago and said, "I am 25 years old and I have already killed 309 fascist occupants. Do you not think, gentlemen, that you have been hiding behind my back for too long?" The crowd exploded. Eleanor Roosevelt called her the greatest woman she had ever met. President Roosevelt invited her to the White House. American newspapers called her Lady Death. Then the war ended. The Cold War began. And America forgot she existed. Her name was Lyudmila Pavlichenko, and this is her story. Lyudmila Mikhailovna Pavlichenko was born on July 12, 1916, in Bila Tserkva, a railway town southwest of Kyiv. Her father, Mikhail Belov, worked as a railway clerk, and her mother, Maria, taught at the local school. From the age of 14, Lyudmila joined the town's shooting club, consistently outscoring boys in 100-meter rifle matches. The civil registry in Kyiv records her as Lyudmila Belova, a name she carried until her marriage in 1939. By autumn 1936, she was enrolled at Kyiv State University, studying history. Her academic records show a steady climb, 152 semester credits, a thesis on the Cossack Army's role in Ukrainian national identity, and active membership in the university's Osoavyakim shooting club. In March 1938, she joined the All-Union Communist Party, a move that would later streamline her entry into military service. On June 22, 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa. By dawn the next day, Pavlichenko had walked to the Odessa military recruiting office and filled out a volunteer application. The officer behind the desk tried to steer her toward a nursing assignment, but she insisted on a rifle. When challenged, she demonstrated her marksmanship on the spot. The records from June 23, 1941 show her assigned to the 25th Chapayev Rifle Division, 2nd Tank Brigade, Sniper Platoon, file number AF19160123. Within 24 hours, Lyudmila Pavlichenko, history student and amateur marksman, was a Red Army sniper, bound for the front at Odessa. Her transformation from civilian to soldier was immediate, irreversible, and meticulously documented. Odessa, August 10, 1941. Lyudmila Pavlichenko sights two Romanian soldiers at 400 meters, logs their positions in her battered field notebook, and fires twice. Both targets fall. Her first confirmed double kill is recorded in her own hand. The Mosin Nagant model 1891-30 standard Soviet issue weighs just over 4 kilograms loaded, with a Pu-4 scope calibrated for 100 meters. Pavlichenko quickly adapts, estimating range with the reticle's mil scale, compensating for bullet drop, and using the scope's side-mounted elevation knob for shots beyond 400 meters. Her longest confirmed hit in Odessa, a single round at 580 meters, required a holdover of nearly 80 centimeters, meticulously noted in her diary alongside wind conditions and ammunition lot number. Each night, she tallies her kills, cross-referencing with the division's after-action reports. By August's end, her notebook lists 42 confirmed kills. The Red Army's war diary corroborates these numbers, matching her entries shot for shot. The technical discipline is relentless. Clean the rifle with synthetic grease to prevent bolt freeze, check the optic for frost, and log every shot's range and trajectory. Wounds come early. A gunpowder burn to the cheek in late July, then a minor concussion from a near miss. The field hospital ledger records her return to the line within days. Pavlichenko's face and neck bear the scars, but her kill tally climbs. Each engagement is a forensic record: date, time, distance, ammunition, weather. The sniper's war is methodical, logged in graphite and blood. As Odessa's siege intensifies, her technical mastery and cold resolve set the stage for the longer, harsher ordeal at Sevastopol. December 15, 1941. The ruins of Sevastopol are silent under a crust of snow, the temperature locked at -15 degrees Celsius. Pavlichenko lies prone in the shattered upper floor of a ruined apartment block, her Mosin Nagant M1891-30 pressed against a sandbag, the Pu-4 scope's reticle steady on a distant window. The enemy sniper is somewhere across 420 meters of open rubble. A single glint, a breath's vapor, could betray him. For 3 days, neither side moves. Both rifles are zeroed for 100 meters, but at this distance, Pavlichenko must dial the elevation knob and hold high, compensating for a bullet drop of nearly 28 centimeters. Cold air thickens, slowing the bullet's arc by a fraction, but also making each exhalation visible, a fleeting white plume against broken brick. Every hour she shifts position by centimeters, careful not to disturb the frost or cast a shadow. She logs wind direction in her notebook, marks the time of each shot heard from the enemy sector, draws a crude map of shattered walls and shell holes. Soviet sniper doctrine demands patience, watch for muzzle flash, track the shimmer of heat, wait for the smallest error. The rifle's synthetic grease holds in the cold, but her fingers are numb, trigger squeezed through layers of cloth. On the third evening, a faint flicker betrays the German's position, a muzzle flash half shrouded by debris. Pavlichenko exhales, centers the crosshair, and fires. The 7.62 by 54 mm R round covers the distance in just over half a second. The enemy's rifle slips from the window and disappears. She notes the kill in her log. December 17, 1941, 420 meters, wind from the northeast, temperature minus 15 degrees Celsius. The duel is over. In the ruins of Sevastopol, lethality is measured in patience, calculation, and a single, perfect shot. By January 1942, the sniper platoon's roster was shrinking. Leonid Kutsenko, senior sergeant and Pavlichenko's closest comrade, was killed by sniper fire on January 19th. The Sevastopol Military Hospital recorded the time, 03:17 hours, Sector B, Hill Redoubt 2. Pavlichenko later wrote that his death left her with a silence she could not fill. The personnel roster for the 25th Chapayev Division, Fond 1, page 12, lists Kutsenko's name struck through in red pencil. Wounds accumulated as quickly as enemy casualties. On June 3, 1942, an artillery blast left her concussed and temporarily deaf, and the field hospital log noted confusion, persistent tinnitus, and a return to the line within 12 days. On July 24th, a splinter tore into her right forearm, splattering her notebook with blood. Dr. V. Kuznetsov's signature appears on the personnel card's medical addendum, confirming the evacuation order. By then, the division's operational report credited her with 309 confirmed kills, including 36 enemy snipers. Each number had been logged in her battered field notebook, cross-checked against after-action reports, and finally certified by the Sniper Confirmation Board on August 7, 1942. The board's order, stamped and filed in TSAMO, Fond 4, Opus 9, Delo 5, closed the ledger. 309 confirmed, 36 snipers, 4 wounds. The War Diary's last entry for her reads simply, "Withdrawn for medical reasons." The sniper's war was over, her record set. The next chapter would not be written in gunpowder, but in the language of diplomacy and propaganda. August 1942, New York Harbor. The passenger manifest lists Lieutenant Pavlichenko, age 25, listed as a sniper. In the span of days, she moves from the ruins of Sevastopol to the White House visitor log, her name inked between cabinet secretaries and foreign dignitaries. American reporters crowd her press conferences, their questions ricocheting from battlefield tactics to the cut of her uniform. When pressed about her attire, her answer is clipped and unwavering. "I wear what soldiers wear." In Chicago, before a crowd of 10,000 at the Labor Temple, she steps to the microphone and delivers a line that will echo across the American press. "I am 25 years old, and I have killed 309 fascist occupants. Do you not think, gentlemen, that you have been hiding behind my back for too long?" The applause is immediate and thunderous. Eleanor Roosevelt, hosting her at the White House, writes in her diary that she made me feel ashamed of every small complaint. Woody Guthrie records a song called Miss Pavlichenko, a folk ballad that spins her story into American song. For a brief, electric moment, a Soviet sniper becomes a celebrity in the land of her former enemies. Her courage, her scars, her uniform, all on display. The visitor logs, press clippings, and radio broadcasts capture the scale of her fame, a soft power triumph measured in headlines and ovations. A commemorative stamp was issued in Moscow in 1957. Lyudmila Pavlichenko's face was etched in profile above Mosin Nagant rifle. In the West, her name faded to a whisper. A search of major U.S. newspaper archives for October 10, 1974, the day she died in Moscow, returns nothing. There was no obituary in the New York Times, no column in the Washington Post, not even a wire service brief. The silence is systematic. In a 2022 review of 1,800 American high school World War II textbooks, fewer than 1% mention her at all. The record is not accidental omission, but a pattern. By the time a Ukrainian feature film about her life premiered in Odessa in 2015, most Western viewers encountered her name for the first time. The evidence is forensic, a Soviet stamp, a void in obituary columns, an absence from classroom curricula, a late cinematic rediscovery. The Cold War did not rewrite her story, it simply erased it, leaving behind only the faintest archival trace. A 25-year-old history student armed with a Mosin Nagant 7.62 by 54mm R rounds and nothing but resolve became the deadliest female sniper in history, yet her name is airbrushed from Western memory. When indifference buries courage, we lose more than heroes, we lose the truth. Why do we let that stand?